Swearingen with Crystal Spot Mag. I'm so excited to be here with you today. It's kind of a weird type of week. You know, we're trying to put out content every Thursday, and some weeks we have guests and some weeks things fall apart and we just can't make it work. And so this week I wanted to talk to you about just unexpected blessings. You see I'm casual today. The ones that are watching the video, I'm supposed to be heading to Florida tomorrow morning for a conference, but you know, there's a hurricane coming through, and rather than rushing to get there and, you know, wading through a hurricane, I made the decision, which I feel is pretty smart, to wait until see everything through and make sure everyone is safe and everything's prepared, and I can have a safe trip and leave tomorrow, Friday. But I was just thinking back, you know, we just recently changed the name of the Spot Mag to Crystal Spot Mag, which kind of has a different feel to it. And part of the reason I wanted to create that feel is because, you know, in life, you don't really know where things are going to be. And things change on a day by day. But if you keep your mindset and your vision right, you can overcome a lot of those changes. So for those of you who have read the latest fall issue, my letter to the editor discusses, you know, the path that I thought I was on. You know, I now have a college graduate from the journalism school at KU. I've got one who's a senior in high school, which is unbelievable to me, and a sophomore. This is not what I expected my life to be, but it's the best life I could have it's even better than I would have ever dreamt I would have had. You know, I went to KU from Wichita studying journalism, and my path kind of got taken off course a little bit, some life circumstances, some finances, and really just not having the support system and the knowledge to overcome some barriers pushed me into a different path. So having this magazine has been a dream come true, because all I've ever wanted to do is be a journalist and be able to work with people and tell stories. And so I wanted to take today and this podcast episode to share a little bit about my story. So I know I'm 45 coming up, so I don't want to take you through 40 years of my history, but just the highlights. You know, I came to KU thinking I was going to take the world by storm, being an online air broadcaster, doing interviews and doing all of these things. And then I got pregnant with my oldest daughter, the one that just graduated KU, which is really fun that she graduated with a journalism degree. And my path changed, so I had an unexpected blessing with her. I was married, I had 2 more children, and I had a neighbor who saw me one day at the pool. At that time I was doing home child care, so I had done that for 8 years so I could be able to provide some income for my family, as well as spending quality time with my children while they were growing up, and that what I felt was the most important time, that, you know, 0 to 4, just really being there for the fundamental growth. And he came over to me and he said, "Have you ever thought about doing real estate?" I was like, "Well, my mom did some of that when I was younger, but you know, I really don't know. Like, got a pretty nice life. I'm sitting here at the pool at 2 o'clock, you know, with my kids." And I didn't really know if that was going to be a path for me, but I listened to him and I said, maybe I'll think about it. Well, 2 days later, he comes over and he's like, "Here's your home study book. I've already paid for your class." And so I was like, challenge accepted. I will try this out. So I went from being a stay-at-home mom and doing childcare to going after one of the, what I would say, very difficult industries with a huge, high percentage of dropout rates for realtors, and building a career out of that. Fast forward, I go through a divorce and have to learn how to really manage my finances, my life, my kids, and running a business that's commission only on my own. And, you know, another unexpected change occurred, and I really had to figure out what I wanted to do, if I was going to be all in for the real estate or if I was going to have to look for another job. And thankfully I met with the right people who helped me break some barriers and gave me access to information and leads and all the things for me to build this business. Fast forward, and I know we talked about on the last podcast, you know, having the right people and the right team on your side is so important. I met my current partner, John, and you know, my lifelong partner, I call him. And I blush when I say his name. I know it's cheesy, but he really was able to listen to all the dreams and hopes I've had and really helped me put together a plan to achieve them. Like, he knew how important it was for me to help educate, inspire, and motivate other people, because that's really what I believe my purpose is. And he was like, have you thought about this? And have you thought about that? Which led to me opening my own real estate brokerage in 2018. And now I have 7 agents at my company. We're a residential boutique brokerage in Lawrence and also Kansas City. And most recently, I got my license in Missouri, which is, another expansion that would have never dreamt of happening. And then we're going to go back a little bit. In 2019, I had a dream that I always wanted to sell real estate in California. And if you're going to be in California, why not be in Beverly Hills? So I joined a Beverly Hills firm called Nest Seekers, and I've been licensed with them since 2019, doing concierge service with clients on the West Coast. So life is so unexpected. I went from basically being a college dropout, working 3 jobs, to getting pregnant as a young lady, having my first baby at 21, to doing home daycare for 8 years, to getting into real estate, starting my own real estate brokerage, now being licensed in multiple states, owning a cafe, which we really didn't talk about, but I had a cafe lounge for quite a while, which really allowed me to engage with people on an intimate level, because I love to be able to share my food and my cooking with them, as well as just sit down and have conversations and listen to music together. And now we are entering into the 5th year of producing Crystal Spot Mag. Like, who knows what journey life's gonna take you on? And, as I talked to someone yesterday, I was doing some consulting with a client and just really having a conversation. And it's amazing how many people get frustrated by the age. Well, everyone else has it at this age, or I should have already been here, or I want to achieve these things by a certain age. I would have never been able to sit down and write a business plan that directed my life and the steps it's on right now. A lot of that's God's plan. That has nothing to do with me. It was going to happen because it was just going to happen. But part of it is me being open to the experiences, being open to learning, being open to talking to people who have some wisdom in areas that I don't have, and really being connected to being my highest form and my highest person every day. I think that's what makes this magazine so important to me. When people ask me about it, and they have questions, like, how are you doing this? Or what made you? I really just think it's my vehicle to share other people's story. And I think that that's a gift that they're giving me when they're willing to say, hey, here's my life. And I'm okay with you sharing it. That's why I'm so excited about the future of the magazine. I'm extremely excited about the future of the podcast, because we're just going to share stories and help people take tidbits and small tools and small nuggets from those stories to help implement and change their life. And, like I said, things go unexpected all the time. Like, I'm supposed to be packing to get on a flight to Florida, but there's a hurricane, and I pray for everyone down there that they're safe and they have shelter. But, you just keep going. You just wake up every day and you be the very best you can be. And I just think that's a gift that we all have, that we have to recognize and be grateful for. And I am so thankful for the audience we're growing with Crystal Spot Mag. I'm so thankful for the PR ladies and gentlemen who contacted me from across the country for a magazine that I started literally at my house. I'm so grateful for all the guests who were vulnerable enough and willing enough to share their stories on the podcast and in print. And I really want you to take a second to reflect back on your life if you have the space to do so, and think about all the unexpected blessings that came along your way that maybe at the time didn't seem that way. It didn't seem that way when I was working 3 jobs and trying to go to school and, getting, I'll be honest, eviction notices and things that I thought were insurmountable. But look how my life has turned out. And, if you're having some struggles or you're having some issues, find a mentor, find someone who you can look up to, find someone who you can reach out to that's doing what you want to do, and see how you can talk to them and connect with them and get advice and grow into who you're supposed to be, if that makes sense. So thank you guys for tuning in every week. I'm so excited for the next few interviews we have set up. As we get into the holiday season, we will take a small break between the Christmas and New Year's Eve section and come back again in January. But I really hope you enjoy it, and thank you so much for listening, reading, and also One piece I wanted to point out is we are going to be offering subscriptions for 2023. So if you want to get a subscription or find out more about it, it's going to be issue rate, or you can buy it for the year and save a little bit of money. Just email me or comment in the DM or down below, and we'll be in touch with you about that. Thank you guys so much.
Thank you for checking out this episode of Crystal Spot Podcast. It is currently being sponsored by Crystal Spot Mag.